Hello my scrappy friends and welcome to my channel. 3 days in a row. I can't believe it. I have another page kit share for you, and this is the page that I have created. Here is me pulling the kit apart. I've got this, I love this pattern by Chamel. It's from her original Chamel collection, I believe, from the paper pad. Just trimming the branding strip off. It's this beautiful red colour, and I love red and teal together with a pop of gold, and I decided to add some wood grain to this kit as well. I'm just going to build my title. I'm not going to make you watch all of this. I do have to doctor some of these letters together. As you noticed, I just changed that letter to an A. And I've got the word happy place spelled out there. Here is my photo. It is a photo of my big boy with a friend's horse. And then I've got this, I think it's about 4-inch strip of that wood grain. It's a Simple Stories of Cup. And I think it says Good Day Sunshine. And I really like the contrast of the dark wood grain with the red and the pops of blue that I'm going to add. So if you've been watching this series, you know that it's based on a class I did with Chamel called, oh my gosh, I've gone completely blank. Oh, behind the scenes scrapbooking, where she made up a bunch of page kits, and that's what I am slowly working through. And I have used my scraps box to build most of these kits except for the background pattern papers. So that's, I've just, those pieces that I had pulled out were all different shapes, so I've just made them into rectangles, and I'm just going to see how I can get them onto the page. I actually use less layers on this than I thought I might, but this paper with the horses was essential for this kit. So you can see I have cut off the bottom 2 rows of horses, and I'm going to use those as layers on either side of that wood grain. I thought that it was a really good contrast between the red and the brown with that nice, dark, light, dark. I've got a couple of other pattern papers here that I'm using to map my photo. Now, interestingly, you just saw that I wrote the date down. I created this page on the 30th of March 2019, and this photo was taken on the 30th of March 2018. Weird, isn't it? Well, I thought it was. This pattern paper, this yellow that I'm using, is I think an older Studio Calico pattern. Then the blue floral that I'm going to put behind is the Simple Stories. That horse paper is from Glitz Design, which are no longer around. I'm going to trim off some of this white. There was a bit too much. You can see that the horse's hooves are cut off here, but it is going to be tucked under, so I figured that it worked up the top, because you can see the bottom of the hooves on this bottom strip here. Just going to stick these down. Those hearts in a line make it easy for me to line things up, well, relatively easy. Same with those horses in a row. I showed my boy this photo, this page, and he loved it. He really is in his happy place when he's with these horses. When I get to it, I'll tell you what he said. It was so funny. So I'm just playing with the placement here. I do go down one path and then I change my mind. I've got this 6x6 paper. It is from a summer collection by Simple Stories. I'm going to cut out that 3x4 card. I hadn't decided yet where I was going to do my journaling, and I thought this might be a good place. First I tried it in that spot. Didn't like it there, so I tried it up here. It was okay, and you see that I've run with it for a little while. Going to move things around a little bit, change the placement of that. I think the style of that card, like the colour and then the graphic on it, just didn't really work with the rest of it. I think that's why I don't like it. But you will see in a minute that I decide, nope, this is not for me. I am placing my letters. I'm really sorry, I thought I cut this out, but clearly I haven't. So I've Frankenstein together. I've cut the top off a D to make an A, and then for the E I've used a C and an offcut from somewhere else. Found these dark brown wood grain stickers. I think they're Studio Calico, perhaps, and you can't really read it very well, but I do rectify that. It says in his happy place, because that is totally his happy place. Moving those alphas, and I'm going to start sticking things because I'm happy with the placement here. And now time for embellishing. I had these yellow word stickers, but the words weren't quite right. I had these yellow label stickers, but I just didn't, I don't know, they just weren't working for me. These labels that I've got in this little bowl are all free cut apart sheets by Caitlin Schaefer, and I have, some of them I have used my scissors and cut apart, some of them I have printed using my Cameo software and got my Cameo to cut them. But you can see I'm going to go, I start with just 2 labels in the blue, and then I'm like, I think I want to add a bit more yellow. How can I get more yellow in? And I'm going to layer a blue and a yellow label. I do end up layering them in 3 places. So I didn't like how those labels were directly in line with each other. I knew I didn't want like a vertical design, so I've moved that over to the bottom right hand side of the photo, and I'm going to bring 2 more up to the top right hand side of the page. So I've got that triangle which encompasses all the important things on the page. Try these blue stickers by Bella Boulevard, and I'm just not convinced that they're right, so I take those off. Knew I wanted to use those wood grain star stickers. They're actually from a Christmas line by Pretty Little Studio. But I went through my stickers and I found this sheet. These are by Jelly Bean Soup. And I'm going to use that word sweet. And I'm going to end up sticking that on that bottom label just there. And I really like that pop of yellow there. I've got this little sticker book from Aldi. Yes, Aldi of all places. I've got this little emoji, heart eyes emoji, which I was just like, yes, that brings in more of that yellow that I wanted. And it also brings in some gold. So I'll pull off this unicorn. Now this unicorn finds its way around the page to a few places. But now, in comparison to all the other elements on the page, this little unicorn is only small. My son spotted the unicorn like immediately and was like, oh, there's a unicorn on there and there's horses, like I love it, mummy. So winning, right? They're the only 2 stickers that I pull out of that sticker book. I do try a bunch of other things and don't end up using very much. These are rubber shapes by Coco Vanilla Studio, I think the Rock collection. I've used that rubber arrow, it says Epic. Then I decided that I wanted to bring some of the red from the background, so the red with the love heart, I wanted to bring that to the foreground. I found this washi tape in my stash. It's little sketchy red love hearts on white tape. I'm going to add that in 3 or 4 places. These are my wood grain stars. Now they're from the Woodland Christmas collection by Pretty Little Studio. They've got some beautiful stuff, and if you like vintage style stuff, head over and check it out. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So I'm going to add 3 lots of 3 of these stars. So one lot of 3 in each cluster. I decided I wanted to bring that gold glitter around a bit more of the page, so I found these Love Heart glitter stickers. These are from, I think, the Reject Shop. So again, I'm just sticking those in where my embellishments are going. I do add some more stuff off camera, but I add another heart down next to that word sunshine, and I also come back in with a couple of the wood grain stars. They are tone on tone, but it's a little detail and I really like how it fills the space. I am adding in these tiny word stickers. So these two that I'm adding now, the top one says love you, and then the one underneath says heart and soul. These are Tim Holtz stickers. I'm using the white with the gold. The two on the bottom underneath the word sweet are hello friend and love. The one up the top on my little label says good life. I've just added my journaling in with a white pen. My journaling says Jacob. You get so much sheer joy when you are in the paddocks with the horses. I admire the way you love them, show no fear, and so excitedly share the love and joy they bring you with me. And I've just added the date. Covered up my photo, and I'm just going to add some gold splatters to those main embellishment clusters. I do add, if you've ever splattered the gold colour shine, you get little tiny splatters when you've got rid of the big splatters, and I've sprinkled those along the word sunshine. I'm not sure why I stopped recording there, but I also add white splatters using the Dilutions. And like I said, I do bring in another one of those hearts, one to the bottom where the word sunshine is, and one up to where my title is as well, which you can see in the still shots. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's really nice to be back doing this again, and I will see you again for another video very soon. Thanks for stopping by.